Wow, what an experience. This car really does react like a proper race car. Amazing grip, high speed, low speed, the balance feels amazing, but there's one key difference. This car accelerates like nothing else I've ever experienced in my life, almost out of this world. Really an amazing car, and I'm so glad I got to drive it.
So what if we take our W16 8-liter capacity engine and make a very radical concept out of that? The result is the Bugatti Bolide. And we simulated a lot with that car, and the results are breathtaking.
Staggering.
To achieve this, you have to have a lot of innovations, material-wise, concept-wise in the car. For example, this one. Auxiliary shaft we have here. The auxiliary shaft brings the power from the gearbox back to the rear axle. And it's a hybrid part made out of carbon fiber and with titanium fittings. Half the weight, but twice as strong as the regular one.
And to think it can take all that force.
Yeah, and if we walk around, there's another part I have to show you. So this is the part of a front suspension, it's double wishbone suspension. And this is the push rod. And yeah, it's printed out of titanium. Incredible, because it weighs 100 grams. And the wall thickness varies between 0.5 and 1 millimeters. It has an inner structure, printed inner structure. And the braking force of that part is 3.7 tons.
So 2 Chirons.
Yes, basically, 2 Chirons.
Honestly, it's ridiculous how light that is when you consider how strong it needs to be. It's beautifully made too. Would you miss this one?
Yes, of course.
Ah, okay.
As you know, of course, to get the air through the car, around the car, in the right way, it's very scientific to have the airflow there where you want to have the airflow. And basically, the car has an adjustable front splitter, adjustable rear wing, a 3-layer rear diffuser, and on the top we have air intake for the engine, and there we have inflatable bubbles on that air intake. On higher speed, if you inflate those bubbles, the air stays on the car without any kind of turbulences, so that you get a better airflow on the rear wing. And on the same way, you have more downforce. And if we go on the side, the car is according to FIA free formula racing car rules. So the monocoque has an integrated rollover protection system. We have an integrated side impact protection with a coolant going through that. And we have Michelin slick tires. And the width of the tire is 340 millimeters in the front and 400. It's a massive tire, 400 in the back.
It is.
I think you have to have your own experience, Andy.
Can I try it?
Yes, jump in the car.
Luckily, I brought my helmet with me. So now it's time to drive the Bolide, finally. So we've seen the underpinnings of the car and some of the exotic lightweight materials that we used in the manufacture. And now we still don't get to see the car because it's covered in this rather colourful camouflage. And with all those things that Stefan was talking about, where they saved weight using amazingly light materials, the result is a car that weighs 1,240 kilograms. Incredibly light for a 16-cylinder 2-seater car. And if we come to the back, the heart of the car, we see, of course, the W16 engine. Now, this engine produces 1,600 horsepower on regular 98-octane fuel, but using 110-octane race fuel, it can produce 1,850 horsepower. So coupled with that low weight, this gives us a weight-to-power ratio of 0.67 kilograms per horsepower, and, importantly, a weight-to-torque number of 0.67 kilograms per newton meter. So, what does this actually give us in terms of performance on track? Well, the Bugatti engineers have done some simulations, and incredibly, this car could lap the Nordschleife in 5 minutes and 23 seconds. But then, importantly perhaps for me, I can relate to this very well, a lap of the Le Mans circuit in 3 minutes and 7 seconds. That's 7 seconds faster than any LMP car has ever lapped Le Mans. So incredible performance.